It's 2 wins in 2 days for New Zealand at the World Athletics Championships. Kiwi high jumper Hamish Kerr has completed the set. Gold at the World Champs overnight, adding to his gold at the Olympics, Commonwealth Games, Diamond League and World Indoors. The win makes this competition New Zealand's most successful showing ever since the World Champs began in 1983. Mitch Redman has the story.
Hamish Kerr is known as the Flying Kiwi, and he took off at the World Athletic Championships overnight. He flew over the bar, flew through the outfield, and flew the flag once again.
The Olympic champion becomes the world champion, and what a couple of nights for the New Zealand team.
Yesterday it was Geordie Beamish claiming gold in the 3,000 metre steeplechase, but on day 4 of the World Champs it was Kerr's time to shine, even if South Korea's Woo Sang-hyuk wasn't making it easy.
Where did he pull that from?
Kerr then had to reach Woo's height of 2.34 metres, and after failing his first 2 attempts, it was do or die.
Trying to join Woo, and he does it! Hamish Kerr, 3rd and final attempt. Never, ever, ever write this guy off.
The bar was lifted to 2.36 metres, and Kerr only needed 1 shot.
And there's the endurance from Hamish Kerr.
Up until this moment, Woo was leading on countback, but because Kerr cleared the bar on the first attempt, that gave him the outright lead. Woo failed at 2.36 and then again at 2.38.
He's off, he's away. He's facing 2.38. Oh, that was decent.
Kerr had claimed gold.
And it's a win for Hamish Kerr. I don't think he's jumping again. Hamish Kerr, world indoor champion last year. He backed that up with an Olympic title.
And the missing piece of the puzzle, a world title.
Yeah, I put my foot down and suspected that it was probably enough, but knowing to clear it and that moment of clear it was very, very good.
A fitting response for the cool, calm and collected Kerr, who's proven he's #1 once again.
Well, a short time ago, I spoke with Hamish Kerr from Tokyo and began by asking about the emotions when he knew he'd secured gold.
I was relieved, but I was also probably a little bit incredulous. I felt like Woo was the better athlete. He was jumping better than me throughout the entire competition. But it's not over till it's over, and for me, that's my strength. Like I will fight to the bitter end.
Okay, before that moment came, you'd missed your first 2 attempts at 2.34 and had 1 chance left. What was your mindset ahead of that jump?
I think once I got to 2.34, I was actually pretty chill. 2.31 was tough, getting 3rd attempt there, because I hadn't found that jump that I felt was going to be the one that cleared and ultimately won the comp. But in that 3rd attempt, 2.31, I felt it. Like that was a really nice jump, and so I knew that all I needed to do was just do that jump again. I knew that it was there. I knew it was going to come. So it was just about trying to focus on that.
You looked really relaxed in those crunch moments. What are the keys to staying calm?
I think for me, it's a lot about context. I'm obviously deeply connected to my sport, but at the same time, if I win, if I lose, I wake up, the birds are still chirping, my parents still love me, my girlfriend is still with me, and there's all these amazing things in my life that are there without sport, and so I think this is kind of what I think about a lot when I'm out there is just the the immense joy that I have to be in that opportunity in the first place.
That's an incredible perspective. Where does that come from?
I mean, I read the news every morning, like a lot of people, and I understand what's going on around the world, and I know that's a pretty tough place right now, and so I think for me, I'm just so grateful for where I'm at. I've worked really hard to be here, but at the same time, I'm very privileged. So I will always remember that context. I always know where it sits.
Okay, Hamish, how special was it to win gold just after Geordie Beamish?
There was a bit of pressure there. That was probably the most pressure, to be fair. Me and Geordie, we've done some pretty cool stuff in the past. Glasgow World Indoors, we both became world champions for the first time on the same day, and to be able to see him do that in the outdoor arena was something that I was so stoked for him. it meant that it was a little bit tougher for me to get to sleep that night. It was the last thing I watched before I went to bed. But yeah, it's pretty cool to have just, Geordie and not only Geordie, but, the rest of the team here. It's a special team to be a part of.
Hamish, thanks so much for joining us.
Cheers, Ollie. Thanks for having me, mate.